Welcome to the Emperor Snowman. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button and ring that bell. If you're returning, thanks for the support. In tonight's video, we're going to be talking about Darth Vader's apprentice. Let me rephrase that. Secret apprentice. Galen Marek was a child during the early years of the Galactic Empire in the Great Jedi Purge. The son of Kento Marek and Mally Marek, Galen was born with an extremely powerful connection to the Force. His parents were both members of the Jedi Order. They married in secret, during the Clone Wars. A conflict between the Galactic Republic and the Confederacy of Independent Systems, which they continued to participate in until Mally became pregnant. As a result, they reluctantly deserted the Order and fled to the Outer Rim territories prior to Order 66. The Marek family was constantly on the run, moving from one planet after another in an effort to escape the tensions of the war. They ultimately settled on Kashyyyk. Their new life was cut short when Mally was killed while protecting Wookiees from Trandoshan mercenaries and slave traders, leaving her husband to raise Galen alone. When Imperial spies learned of the Jedi's fight with the slaves, a large military force was deployed to Kashyyyk under the command of the Emperor's apprentice, the Sith Lord Darth Vader. During the battle, Vader defeated Kento Marek in a lightsaber duel and discovered the Jedi Knight's son. Impressed by Galen's potential in the Force, as demonstrated by his reflexive use of telekinesis, Vader abducted the younger Marek shortly after he killed the boy's father and a squad of stormtroopers in order to keep Galen's existence a secret. Despite his outward loyalty to Palpatine, Vader harbored much hatred towards his Sith master and intended to overthrow him with Marek as his secret apprentice. As such, he endeavored to teach the ways of the dark side of the Force to his new disciple, whom he first controlled through fear before training Marek to harness his anger and other base emotions. Trapped on board Vader's incomplete flagship, the Executor, and given the codename Starkiller, the apprentice repressed all of the memories of his previous life and spent the next 2 decades training as a Sith under Darth Vader's supervision, with the ultimate goal of standing at Vader's side against Palpatine. Darth Vader was not a kind guardian, and his brutal training methods bordered on torture. He taught Starkiller to draw on his hate and rage for power, while giving him training in only the basics before forcing the apprentice to develop his own methods through sparring matches and brutal tests. Starkiller was provided with a lightsaber training holodroid, Proxy, who was capable of imitating Jedi and programmed to regularly attack Starkiller with lethal intent to keep him sharp. Despite this, Proxy developed a close relationship with his master, providing the Force adept with enough compassion to stay sane. Despite Vader's cruel treatment, some of the worst horrors Starkiller endured were actually self-inflicted. On one occasion, Starkiller had Proxy chain him immobile in the dark and deprive him of nourishment until he had successfully assembled a lightsaber through telekinesis. While the exercise had been a failure, Starkiller felt it had strengthened him. In meditation, Starkiller took to staring at his ignited lightsaber blade, using the red coloration to make himself think of anger and carnage in order to draw on the dark side of the Force. However, Starkiller remained endlessly frustrated by his inability to experience visions of the future, and as such, any break from usual routine would surprise him. Starkiller even took on the role of Vader's personal assassin and enforcer, dispatching problematic individuals throughout the Imperial military and government with vicious enthusiasm. Starkiller personally developed into a staunch imperialist, viewing these assassinations as a form of service to the Empire. To this end, Starkiller was provided with a custom-designed ship, the Rogue Shadow, and an Imperial officer assigned to serve as his pilot. For although Starkiller was a skilled pilot in his own right, Vader preferred that his apprentice focus on meditation and other exercises while the enlisted pilot delivered him to his destination. There was evidently a high turnover for such individuals, as they were either killed in the field or executed by Vader. His first pilot was a dour old sergeant who, according to Starkiller, flew the Rogue Shadow like an oil barge. One of his missions with this pilot involved hunting down a treacherous Imperial aide on Malastare who had run up gambling debts. With Proxy's help, Starkiller infiltrated the aide's security installation and crawled through the ventilation ducts to his target's private chambers. Starkiller then force-choked the aide while he was working at his desk. Another mission took him to Duro, where the local Imperial depot had grown overly ambitious. Starkiller developed an unending dislike for all-terrain scout transports during the mission. When engaging Vader in a sparring match in 3BBY, Starkiller expected it to be business as usual afterwards. However, at the end of it, Vader orders Starkiller to kneel before him. Believing that his time had come to an end, Starkiller obeyed and waited for death. Instead, Darth Vader formally knighted Starkiller, officially recognizing him for the first time as his apprentice, something that Starkiller always believed himself to be. He declared Starkiller's training complete and dispatched him on his first test. The surviving Jedi Master Ram Kata was attacking an Imperial shipyard above Nar Shaddaa. In response, Vader orders Starkiller to kill Kata and to bring the Jedi's lightsaber back as proof of Kata's death. Vader also left Starkiller with orders to leave no witnesses by killing everyone on the shipyard, including the Imperial troops, an order the Imperialist Starkiller found disturbing. But not wishing to displease his master, Starkiller was quickly to hide his reluctance and voiced his compliance, convincing himself that it was just another stepping stone to achieving the Sith destiny. Hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think in the comments section. Thanks for watching. Hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you next time.
Failed me for the last time.